Everything you want to know about your current connection for railroad retirement. Welcome everyone to another edition of the Highball Advisors Railroad Retirement Whiteboard. My name's John McNamara of Highball Advisors, and today we're going to talk about your current connection for railroad retirement. Right? I get a lot of questions, a lot of inquiries about this. How does this work? Do I have a connection? Don't I have a connection? So I thought maybe what I'll try here is to do a little visual interpretation of this, and it should really cover about 95% of current connection issues. All right. So let's just, on the left-hand side, this is just retirement, right? This is, you're collecting your railroad retirement annuity. I got the little dollar sign there, right? This is where you're collecting your retirement. So just from the big macro point of view, in order to keep your current connection, right, that means you've left the railroad, okay, and you need to keep that current connection in order to get, right, your survivor annuity and your any disability, occupational disability annuity. Current connections do not affect your railroad retirement annuity. It does affect your survivor annuity and disability annuity. Very important point. All right, so now what I want to focus on is keeping those survivor annuities. Very, very important for retirement planning and your family, obviously. So you need, in 30 months, okay, since you've left the railroad, you need 12 months of service. Okay, so at the end of this 30 months, if you have 30 months before retirement, then bang, you're in great shape because you have 12 months of service. However, once those 30 months run out and the 12 months run out, and you're open there, right, you have a possibility of losing your current connection and your survivor annuity, right? So that's the important part, right? 30 months, 12 months of service inside of 30 months. Find that out, all right? So now let's go to another part here, right? So let's say you leave the railroad and you don't work for another railroad, right? I mean, you have no non-railroad work, okay? So you don't, you're just hanging out before your railroad retirement starts, per se. You have no non-railroad work. You're still connected. You're fine. So even if you're not at retirement yet, right, this gap here, it doesn't matter because you're not working, right, and your last job was for the railroad. So you're still connected, okay? So you have that gap. Now let's go to another case here, right? You've left the railroad, and you say, I'm going to start my own little company. I'm not going to be incorporated, just maybe a little LLC type thing, right? Self-employment, okay? Or maybe I might get a job with the federal government for the transportation department, perhaps maybe the FRA or something like that, okay? You keep your current connection, right? That means you have that survivor annuity, all right? Now, let's look at a bad scenario. Let's say you've left the railroad. Maybe you've been offered another job somewhere else. You left the railroad. Okay, and you do non-railroad work, automatically your current connection is splintered. You don't have it anymore. So now you have risk on that survivor annuity. And so what is that risk on the survivor annuity? Real quick, if something unfortunate is to happen to you, the spouse who would be receiving the survivor annuity, which is the Tier 2 part, would be put into Social Security. All right, so that's a lot of money. That Tier 2 that you've been paying in all those years goes away. All right, very detrimental. Okay, now one more final example here. Let's say you get involuntarily terminated from the railroad, all right, and you're not offered another position inside the railroad that's comparable position, right? And you have 25 years, okay? You can go work outside the railroad and still keep your current connection. So you can go take another position if you want, if you're involuntarily terminated, 25 years experience, and still keep the current connection. All right, so these examples probably cover about 95% of all the examples of current connection, right? Important part is, right, 12 months of service inside these 30 months, right? So if you're 30 months before retirement, then you're fine. You're just going to have risk here if you're not 30 months away from retirement, okay? So reach out to me if you want to discuss this a little bit more. Put some comments down below. I'll answer some of those comments, maybe put in your case, and I'll let you know if there's a current connection involved or not. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Getting close to 1,000. Very exciting about that. Send in some questions also, and I can answer those. And also feel free to sign up for the Boarding for Railroad Retirement Assessment. Very helpful. Will help you understand where you are, if you're on track for a good railroad retirement or not. As always, most importantly, please stay safe, stay on track, and take care. So long, everybody.